Hey there, boss fighters. Braxwolf here, host of Beyond Boss Fights, which is a proud member of the Gaming and Entertainment Network. Beyond Boss Fights is an award-nominated monthly podcast that hosts interviews with interesting people from the gaming world, including developers, bloggers, and even players like you and me. If you'd like to hear more, check us out at tgenetwork.net or over at my blog, Gaming Conversations, at braxwolf.com. See you there.
This is Multiplaying, episode 121, recorded on Thursday, May 21st, 2015.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
Welcome to Multiplaying episode 121. On this return episode from a week off, we have myself, Steve. We have Jason.
Hey.
Hey. What you drinking over there, bud?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
No water.
Say it again.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Shannon.
I have water.
Yay.
Yay for hydration.
And special first-timer guest, JayeDub.
Yes, I'm drinking Pepsi Wild Cherry.
Ooh.
See, he's the rebel of the group today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you drinking tonight, Steve?
I am.
Oh.
What do you have?
DiSerrano.
Good for you. Good for you.
Good for me.
You
I needed
left
it.
some of that at our house.
I did leave some of that. Did you knock that out right before you went home?
Yeah, what? No. No. I slept in on Sunday as much as I could.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I did not feel too well on Sunday after we went to Motor City Comic-Con last week. That's why we were off for those that are playing the home game. And it was pretty cool. We did our first Periscope. Like right after we walked the floor, we went back to our hotel, and we shared a room, the three of us. It was awesome. And I made cookies. But we did a Periscope and went through how Motor City Comic Con was in detail, but we probably should do that again because it's gone. It's like one of those live things, and if you were there, you got it. But
I think it went well.
yeah, for those that don't know, Periscope is an app you get on your phone, or you can also you'll see people tweet like a Periscope link, and if you open it in your web browser, it'll open up and you can see them and hear them live streaming from their phones from anywhere on anything. So check those out.
Being on a submarine, Periscope.
Haha, I get it.
Get it?
I get it. I'm
Told
slow.
you down here.
I got it. But it's all right. We didn't actually get to do any recording of the actual Comic-Con because the Wi-Fi connection in there was atrocious unless you paid for it, which was like $65 a day, somebody told me.
Crazy
I don't think
pricey.
it was that high.
Well,
it was pretty bad.
I think most people using it were people who had booths,
Yeah.
And that is an unconfirmed price. I caught that as a rumor. I didn't actually check out the price, so that may not even be true.
Yeah, it was pretty common for cons now. I know Michigan Steve said that Celebration had something like that too.
It's a profit game.
Yeah, that's how they get you. That's like hotels. That's like one of the big things that I guess is helping them stay in business is charging Wi-Fi.
Our hotel had free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, some do. Some don't.
And it wasn't too bad.
No, I was streaming movies in a room.
Yeah, it worked.
Nice.
But do we want to get into more Motor City Comic Con, or do we want to run the gamut of what we've been playing?
I guess we could just go really quick that let's see, what celebrities do we see? We saw the Flash.
Celebrities.
The old Flash.
Yeah, and the new dad Flash.
Yes.
He walked right by us. It was kind of cool. Lou Ferrigno walked right by us.
Who's that?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Robert Englund walked right by us and yelled at someone to wash their sweater.
He said the cuss word, though. Yeah,
Yes,
he said
wash that sweater, bitch.
He was like walking right past us too, and then we got a lot of people in transit. We don't actually go up and do the autographs and stuff because we're cheap. And
I don't want that awkward interaction.
Yeah. Thank you for your scribble, sir.
Our one friend, Tony, though, he's in the 501st, and him and a few of those dudes went out with who the night before?
Jeremy Bullock.
Yeah, for dinner.
Who was the original Boba Fett?
Oh, that's awesome.
That was pretty cool, and I was kind of like, yeah, that happens on Friday, not on Saturday when I'm there. But that's cool for you.
I want to know who picked up the bill. And if it was them, was Jeremy Bullock just ordering appetizers and to-go bags?
He's like, oh, I seem to have forgot my wallet.
Carl Weathers and Arrested Development.
See, guys, this is why we can't get interviews anymore.
Left my money clip in my Mandalorian armor.
I've been through the Sarlacc pit.
We also went to a panel on podcasting that was done by a few people. Drunk on Comics is one of the shows. The other one was Snake Oil Comics was one of the shows. An Elegant Weapon was one of the shows. And we hung out with the dudes from Get Your Geek on Radio because they had a booth. And we know the Michigan Steve is one of those dudes. So it was nice to have a port, I guess you'd say, to hang out in when you wanted to stop rubbing shoulders with everybody in the building because it was that packed. Yeah, it was absolutely packed.
I bet.
We had that like 15, 20 minutes when we first got in where there was like nobody in there. It was so nice.
We went through and looked at everything as quickly as possible, but it was still not, I like at the end of the day, I'm like, I didn't see this. It's like, we've been here 5 times. We've seen this guy's booth already. No, I didn't see this. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we drank a lot.
We also went to the after party. We went to a pre-after party. We went to dinner. We went to a pre-after party in the hotel room, and then we went to the after party. Motor City Comic Con always has an after party at the hotel ballroom area, and that lasts a long time. But there was no after party. Like, sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. This year, we all went to bed, so.
We're so old.
Yeah.
I was ready for bed.
The only convention I've been to, I actually went to Comic-Con back in 2005.
The big one in San Diego?
The real deal.
Yeah, sorry, the San Diego Comic-Con now, because at the time I thought there was only one. Apparently there's a whole bunch now. And it was pretty cool. Went for the whole, did the pre-packaged thing, so like you get in Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday type thing. And you're right. I mean, it is so packed. Even, that place was massive and so many people. And it was cool. I did do one of the autograph things because Bruce Campbell was there, and I had
that one's worth it.
Yeah, it was awkward, and that was back before like digital cameras and stuff. So somewhere I have a roll of film that needs to be developed.
Oh no!
Oh, Jesus!
Where I shook his hand, and he's left-handed, and so am I. And I was like, like a doofus and a star-crazed fan. I was like, wow, you're left-handed, so am I.
We should party!
It's like I had no idea what to do, but it happened so fast. It's like you're in line, and sign, take a picture, and then you're gone.
It's so
just
awkward.
Happened. It was pretty cool. That was because that year they showed like the Doom movie trailer and the Superman Returns, and then they had what was the other one, Ghost Rider. So like everybody thought these movies were going to be amazing.
Man, they were all crap.
I liked Doom, but yeah, they were pretty much all bad. And what was really cool though is that I accidentally sat in on a panel for Serenity, Firefly. At the time, I had no idea what it was. I was just like, hey, I kind of recognize that guy. And then, it turned out to be like one of my favorite shows afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, if I'd have known. So it's like I get home from Comic-Con, I'm like, oh, this is that show they were talking about, Firefly. And like in one day, I watched all the episodes.
Yes.
And I went, oh my God, why did I not? Because they had they had an autograph thing as well. They also showed the movie Serenity early to people. And yeah, it's just one of those things like if I could go back in time, I would have done that. But it was a really cool experience. I would love to go back someday, but I think it's just super huge.
Well,
super huge.
Funny thing is that you mentioned that you went to Comic-Con and that it was the San Diego one, and how you mentioned that there are so many other ones now. But even now when I mention to people like that I know that aren't really into comic stuff or like kind of geek media, whatever you want to call it. If I say, yeah, I'm going to Comic-Con this weekend, they'll be like, you're going to San Diego? Because that's the only one that they've ever heard of. Even though there's like one in every state, like multiple ones in every state now. So
I've heard too, like it's not as big as Dragon Con or the San Diego Comic Con, but I've heard like the Motor City Comic Con is not exactly small potatoes.
It doesn't feel like it is. I mean,
probably. Yeah.
When I was talking to, because our friend Michigan Steve, he goes to lots of cons. He goes, you know, and he said, no, he told me he's been to a con that was actually in it was in a fast food restaurant. Wow. And it was just, they had a couple tables there and that was it. Like they're trying to get it started. And it's like, oh, that would have been so awkward.
That's a surreal moment. Walking into that. This is where I'm at in my life.
Then you just keep walking through. No, I'm just here for burgers.
Yeah.
No, the one that we have here in...
I'm going to go to the food court.
One that we have here in Fort Wayne, I've only been to the one time, and it's like since then, they've always lined it up the same weekend as the Motor City, so I don't ever go to it. I probably still would and actually support like a local con. It's not huge. I'd like to see where it's at now, because I have heard people from around here say that, yeah, it's been growing every year. Kind of like the way the Motor City one is, but it's not. I don't think it started that big. But like I know the first one that I went to, I think it was only the second or third one that they had, and it's in our downtown, like it's what we call the Grand Wayne Center, but it doesn't take up the entire place, and it's all like more independent comic artists. It's like you kind of think of like when we go to Motor City Comic Con and there's like the artists row, it's like pretty much the con is all that. And that's it. And there's like a few vendors, and there's a couple bigger name comic publishers that are in there, but not like Marvel or DC or anything. But it's way more reduced in size compared to like the Motor City Comic Con. But it's a different feeling too, because feels so independent. These are people that are really pouring themselves into the books that they're putting out, and it's way more personal stuff. So it's different. I don't have as much fun there, of course. It's like hey, go spend a few hours there and you're done sort of thing. Not like Motor City where you can spend all day there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say, too, though, that even the Motor City Comic, I mean, this is their 26th year. I don't know how long they've been at the center that they're at now, but I think it's safe to say they've outgrown it.
Definitely.
Yeah. And they had the whole entire center this year. Like, they thought they were going to have so much extra space, and they packed it. And, like, Saturday, when we left to go check into the hotel, there was still a line all the way outside and around the building to get in. And that we'd already been there all day. Like, so, yeah, it was crazy.
We got kicked out of a panel.
At the after party. The doors open up, like, right across from where we were all hanging out. The doors open up, and it's like a panel room. And these guys say, it's a late night panel. Come on in. And they go and sit up. And like, I recognize one of them as one of the guys that's in the 501st, the Great Lakes Garrison. And I didn't know the other two. I actually didn't know him. I just recognized him. But, so we kind of filter in and they start taking questions from the audience. They're being very silly. And we're just like, but the mics are on and everything. Yeah. We're like, okay.
That was the whole thing. We walked in there and these guys were just having an impromptu, just faux panel because the mics were left on and we're all like intoxicated. So why not?
The security Karen, they did not think it was funny.
No, that guy was a dick.
He comes in and he's like, it was kind of funny. But the security guy comes in and he's like, guys, these doors are supposed to be locked. This is all expensive equipment. You need to get out of here. And the guys doing the panel says, I'm sorry, sir, we're only taking questions.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you didn't do that. Like,
the dozen of us that were in there just fucking lost it. That was great.
But that guy did not think that was funny at all.
Just went over and started like unplugging and
we had to go immediately. It's like
but to the guy's credit that said it, he just kind of went immediately like after he said it, and everybody got their laugh. He goes like, "Dude, I'm kidding. Just chill out. We'll leave." But yeah, that was a good time.
That was fun. They had opened the doors from the inside, and they had found one of the side doors on the other side of the hall and gotten in that wasn't locked. And so it's like, well, and all of us in there, we were, kind of probably had thought about it for 2 seconds. We'd have realized we probably shouldn't have been in there, but
I realized it right away.
Yeah, I did too. I knew it immediately.
I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know. They're doing all the 24-hour gaming stuff in the one room.
Yeah, why not a 24-hour?
You guys get in there and dick around with our equipment. Whatever you want.
Hey.
Okay, that covers that. Let's move on. Let's get to some gaming.
Let's talk to JayeDub.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
JayeDub, what is your deal? What have you been playing?
All sorts of things. I've been sort of in a funk this last month. I don't know if you guys ever have that where you have so much time to play and too many games, and so nothing kind of grabs you. So this week, luckily, things have been a little bit better for me, but I get in that funk every once in a while.
I had that Wednesday. I actually took a half a day from work to play The Witcher, and I ended up not playing that the whole time like I intended. So, but go ahead.
No, sometimes I sit behind my computer more than I play because I'm like, what am I going to play? What am I going to play?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do.
On the weekends, I've been trying to slowly get through Dragon Age Inquisition. It's all right. It's just not grabbing me like I hoped it would, and it's just too big and too long.
Yeah, I tapped out of that game.
I got
a second go on a new character, and it's just so boring.
It really is. You run around so much. There's like so little fighting, and it looks gorgeous. And I should totally love the game. And I do on the weekends when I play it, but I don't. I have to force myself to sit down and play it because I want to beat it because I bought it and I spent money on it. But I really loved number 2 so much that I played 400 hours of it and beat it like 9 times. So
that's crazy. I've not ever played the second one, but I've heard from a lot of people that that's not the strongest one in the series.
No, the console version's terrible. The PC version I liked. Obviously I liked it, 400 hours, but the DLC is very important in that game because that's where the Inquisition storyline gets its ideas from. Okay. So the Legacy DLC, where you as Hawk go do something, and that is the basis for Inquisition. So that was kind of cool. So I've been doing that slowly. My main character, it says I played like 60 hours, but I swear it feels like more like 20 because I just run around a lot on a mount. Well, at least you have mounts, right? So I've been also this week, believe it or not, it's Diablo 3's anniversary. It's been out for a while, and they had an anniversary event called the Cowpocalypse. Because there's in the first game, right? There was, I don't know if you guys know, there was that rumor that there was a cow level in the first game. And then in the second one, they did put a cow level. Mm-hmm. Well, in the third game, there is no cow level. And that's, sort of. This event, they give you a buff called Not the Cow Level. And so while you're doing bounties, which is the end game content from, if you're not doing the story, from Reaper of Souls, you kill some, some cow thing, and it gets a portal, and you go to the not cow level. The problem is, I played like about 5.5 hours, almost 6 hours this week of it, which isn't a lot, right? But I have not once been able to find this mythical creature to kill to get me into the cow level, and so I don't think it's been that great of an anniversary event. I actually had to go on YouTube and watch to see what it was. And
it's kind of a bummer thing if it's an event celebrating something in the game as an anniversary, and it's a pain to even get to partake in it.
Yeah. The Cowspiracy is definitely that. It's I have not been able to find the creature to kill it. You go into the portal.
Maybe it's a cow.
It's supposed to be a cow though that you can attack. There are cows, I believe, in one part of the game, but you can't attack them. It's frustrating because, and even then, the video I watched was somebody playing on Torment 6, which is the hardest, and it wasn't even good gear. So, it's still going on today. Today's the last day, but I just kind of said, forget it.
Did you go find a farm and punch a cow in real life just to get it out of your system?
I tipped it. Yes,
you would have had blue balls if you didn't.
So I've been doing some of that. Let's see. I've been playing a bunch of Heroes of the Storm, the Blizzard MOBA Dota clone, and that game's pretty good.
Actually, pretty great.
It's pretty much the shit. I think it's what I like about it is that MOBAs are MOBAs, and they try to do some companies have tried to do some different things, kind of like, Smite. I really like Smite. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, me too.
Because I can play with a controller. So I play with a controller in that game, and it's great. But what I like about Heroes of the Storm, there's no item builds, and for the most part, there's no last hitting requirement, and everybody gets credit for a kill if you're within a radius of it. I like that right there. So I don't have to. It's all about talents. Every champion, hero, whatever you call them, gets a certain set of talents, and you could do these different talent builds. So you could play a character differently in 2 different games. I love that. There's also these objectives. Each map has like some sort of an objective. Like one is a ghost pirate. You got to get some gold. You give him the gold, and he'll blast the enemy's fortifications. Stuff like that. Right. I think it's a neat evolution, maybe, or change in the MOBA genre.
I understand the strategy from all the item building in like League or Dota, but I'm more of an action gamer than I am a strategic gamer, so I think that's why I enjoy Heroes of the Storm more. I want the gameplay to be more about what I'm physically doing on screen than remembering a build or having to react to someone else's build by using items and trying to remember what every item does. I want to be able to jump in and enjoy the game and be done.
I agree. One MOBA I play a lot is Smite, or I have, and it's got item builds. It's fun. But when I played Heroes of the Storm, it showed me that, man, I really like not having to deal with the min-maxing of an item. You don't get called a noob because I chose this item over what is considered the required item. And you can build however you want. That's what I love about it. You can build, if I play a healer, I can go healer or try to do some damage. It depends on the makeup of the enemy team. And so mostly I've played AI opponents, and they're really dumb. And that makes me happy. I recently started playing against human players, and that's the one downside of the game right now, is that none of the matches I've been in have been competitive. It's one-sided. Either I've been on that side that just destroys the team, like 28 kills to 4, or I've been on the opposite side, which is not nearly as fun. So it's I think now it's an open beta, but once it gets released, I guess you get more people who know. It's probably attracting those who don't play MOBAs, because I see a lot of the free-to-play heroes being played, and I can tell. It's like, oh, man, have you played a MOBA before? But I try not to flame on.
Yeah, some of that is when the longer you play against actual players, hopefully the matchmaking gets better, because it knows exactly what you are and to place you with people like you.
Yeah, I liked it so much. What's funny is I got the code from Multiplaying. Thank you very much. And but it sat on my hard drive for like 2 weeks. I'm like, I'll get to it. And then when I played it, I couldn't stop. I was like, why did I wait so long to play this? And I liked it so much, I went ahead and bought the starter pack just for the heck of it.
Cool.
And I got a really cool rainbow unicorn mount.
Yeah, I got that too.
I've had it for a while, and I haven't played it yet, and I've heard great things about it, but I get really nervous about MOBAs because of how angry people are when you play it and you don't know what you're doing.
The thing I like about this, and because I've been playing most days at least one match, and if I don't have a lot of time, I will play an AI match, and you can level up an AI. It gives you all the options of kind of leveling up your character, leveling up your account. And the one thing I really like is it gives you the daily quest, kind of like Hearthstone, like win so many matches with this class or this specialty, and those work in AI. So you can go in and just play with AI teammates against AI if you want, or you can do AI like against the enemy with human players on your team. So it's not that bad. You don't really have people getting that upset.
No. I think you get the ragers in any game. It's just normal, but definitely enjoying Heroes of the Storm. I like that they've taken some ideas from other games and then made kind of their own stamp on the MOBA.
That's what Blizzard does.
It was getting stale. Like, I played League. I did that for like 6-7 months, like every day. I got to level whatever, and I tried to get out of the bronze hell, and man, that game sucks. I was so tired of that game. And then I got to Smite. Smite's a lot of fun, but I just play, I don't play competitive because I just get too angry. So, no, it's a good game.
Yeah.
The other game I've been playing, and I played some today, is I've been playing some Marvel Heroes. Quite a bit of Marvel.
You've played a lot of Marvel Heroes.
I've probably played more than I should have. Not as much lately, because once you have every character at max level, it gave me a chance to try and play other stuff like Heroes of the Storm.
Okay, so how many characters do you have at max level?
All of them. I own all of them.
How many are there?
Oh, that's a good question. I wasn't prepared for that. Let's see. Playable characters?
Yeah, well, you're talking like at least 20, right?
No. No, you have to have, I think it's like 27 to get the plus 200 XP bonus. So I thought they said like, there's 47.
Okay. And the real reason we invited you is this is a safe zone, and we all want to talk to you.
Is this an intervention?
Yeah.
It's a Marvel Heroes intervention.
Oh my God. Did you play on Steam?
No, actually, I started playing back when it was in beta before it ever came to Steam. So I played. That's the funny thing, though, is that for almost the first year the game was out, I played it very, very little. So all the time I played my addiction, I don't know, started about this time last year when their first anniversary event began, and from that's kind of when I really got into the game, because I played in beta and it was really cool and I really enjoyed it, but I don't remember what was going on that time when the game came out. I was doing whatever else, and then one day I just said, man, I need to sit down and play this game, and I just fell in love with it.
I just want to know how many hours you have played.
Oh, how many hours? The problem is I could check like Raptor, but I don't. For a while there, it didn't track on Raptor because there were some issues. But I'll have to look into that for you. It's been a lot.
If you've not been playing it via Steam, I mean, think about it, man. You could just download it via Steam and start all over.
I've just looked on Steam. It says he's played half an hour on Steam. So
yeah, I mean, think of all the time that you could still put into that game.
Oh yeah. Man, yeah.
No one will know your shame.
No, not at all. The thing is that when it came out on Steam, I thought about downloading it, and at the time the standalone launcher was getting updated quicker, got the updates sooner, and so I stuck with that instead. And
makes sense.
I'm guessing it. I'm not even sure if you launch it through Steam. Do you even get the launcher like other MMO type games?
It doesn't. It just updates through Steam.
Okay. Yeah, so I've played quite a bit of it.
So when they release a new character, are you excited, or are you kind of like, well, God damn it, I gotta level this one?
It depends on the character. Vision was the newest character that came out, and that's kind of how I felt. I don't like Vision. I haven't seen the new Age of Ultron, and I need to. And
no, you play Marvel Heroes.
I know.
You don't got time for anything else.
You're living it.
But Vision is, he's just this green dude with a red face that has, and Scarlet Witch likes him. Okay, so it's just not appealing to me, but he is really fun. He is amazing in the game, and it only took me, in one day, it only took me a few hours to get to 55.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you.
Now you're going to be feeding Jason's addiction.
Yeah, because that was the biggest question I had. Because I really like Marvel Heroes, and I think I've put, looking at Steam, and I played some before it came to Steam, and I have 45, 50 hours in it.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
I don't have a character to max level.
Raptor says I've played 452 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Holy smokes.
Oh my God.
That's a lot.
I did not know it was that much. Sorry, I didn't mean, that's why I was godding for, because that's easily about probably over 500 though. It has to be, because there was a period of time where Raptor didn't track Marvel Heroes. I do need help. So
it takes you one day to get to max level?
Okay, so here's how it works. In Marvel Heroes, when you get a character... So character is max level 60, right? When you get a character to level 50, your first level 50 character will give you what's called a hero synergy boost. Or, sorry, it's level 60. So your first one, so you get 30%. Your second hero gives you 50. The third gives you 65. The fourth gives you 75. And then after that, every hero gives you, at level 60, gives you a 5% XP bonus. So I've had the max 200 for quite a while. And then on top of that, if you do any of the events, they run weekly events, and some of them give you bonus XP. Plus, there's boosts in the game, so I have lots of those. And yeah, I mean, I don't remember it was, a few weeks or a month ago. I prestiged Venom up 4 times in one day. So that's basically from 0 to 60, or 1 to 60 4 times.
I feel like such a loser. My Rocket Raccoon's sitting at like 42.
It's tough, dude. This game, Marvel Heroes, is a grind when you don't have any boosts or any XP synergy. It really is. In fact, it was like an accomplishment to me when I got it to 200. And it's a passive XP boost, so you're automatically, everything you do is multiplied by 200%. I was excited about that. But it was my first level 60 was Taskmaster, actually, a year ago, and from there it just I had to get another one. The
steamrolled.
Yeah, some of them were easier than others. Rocket Raccoon wasn't easy for me. I didn't really care a whole. He can be played a couple different ways, and I just didn't really mesh too well with his play style. So, but somebody like Venom, who's extremely OP and probably slightly broken, he's going to be really easy to level because you don't need any gear. His abilities will level you up. So. Yeah, I've got all 47 here. Here's the thing. Last year, I pre-ordered whatever bundle it was that got me like Magneto and Star-Lord and Mr. Fantastic. So I did the Advanced Pack too. So that's why I got Vision. I got Winter Soldier. I got Iceman. I'll get Doom. Doom is supposed to be, rumor is he's going to be released at the 2nd anniversary event coming up. So that'll be cool.
So I gotta power through Rocket. I made him like day one. The game came out.
Well, that's the thing. The game day one is like visually and gameplay wise, it's all the same. But they've changed so much. They've added so much. Originally, all there was to do in the game was the story. That's all I can remember. The story and maybe I think Holosim and X Defense were added a little bit later. They were added just slightly later. And then the terminals were added eventually, and then Midtown Madness was added. So there's other stuff besides the story to do. In fact, the story is fun because it's a neat story about how Doom wants to take over the world.
I got through that. That was cool.
It's not bad, but it gives you some nice bonuses. Like you'll get some extra skill points, you get some added attribute points or stats or whatever. So it's worth doing the story, but for leveling wise, it's not the best way. The leveling, it is probably the slowest way because you're going to out level.
What's the best way for me to level up Rocket?
Well, if you had a better hero, maybe Rocket's okay. So Rocket's all right. You could either do a summoner build, so because you get Groot.
Yeah.
And if you logged in during some other times, you get like the Christmas Groot. Christmas Groot was given out for free. Did you get that?
I don't remember.
And that's probably a no.
Yeah, probably not.
It's pretty cool. It's just Groot with Christmas lights. So you could have 2 Groots yelling, "I am Groot" at you. And so what you do is you can do a summoner build where, and a summoner build means that they're characters that summon pets, essentially, right? There are a few of those, and Rocket's one of them. Or you can do just a ranged build. So, because there's 3, every character has like 3 skill trees, essentially. And so one of them for Rocket. So what you would probably do is... I would run terminals. When you bring up like your mission log, you've got the mission log which goes through like your legendary quests and then all your missions, and then you have shared quests. And shared quests are good because if you complete them, you'll get a bonus, a couple of chests with items and XP. But what you want to do is, since you're level 40 with Rocket, now this won't help. This might not help. But when you get to level 50, it does get a little bit harder. 50 to 60 takes a little bit longer to level, unfortunately, because 50 was the original max level. So what's going to happen is you want to get a legendary quest for like a terminal or one of the like Midtown or ICP zones. Because then what you do is you do the terminal when you go to like the what is it? When you go to the waypoint and you can select terminals and you've got green, red, and cosmic terminals. Do a green terminal. Make sure that you have a legendary quest for that, like say Shocker. You have to kill Shocker and you got to destroy 5 computers and kill like 40 minions. That's actually a legendary quest. You go to the subway, you kill Shocker, you're going to get a shard for completing the terminal, and you're going to get bonus XP for doing the legendary quest. collect the shards and turn them into Clea at the Avengers Tower for Mark 1 cards. The Mark 1 cards, when you sort of redeem them, I guess, will give you stuff like boosts, like XP boosts, rare item find, special item find. You just want to get some of those XP boosts.
Okay.
Because that's the way to do it. When you don't have the hero synergy, like at 200% like I have, it's definitely slow. So the legendary quests with terminals or go into Midtown Madness or Industry City Patrol, that's the way to level.
Okay.
That's the way to do it. I really like the terminals because they're really quick. The legendary quests cost you money to re-roll them. You can re-roll a quest if you don't like it. Because if you get a story quest, like legendary quest says go to, Madripoor and, collect eggs and kill this, those suck. Don't do those. That's just too much time. So that's how you level. And then when you get 200 level percent, and then you start buying Mark 1 cards, and then you start accidentally buying 100 Gs at Christmas time, then you can buy the cool stuff on the shop.
Okay, cool.
Not only have I played 500 hours of this game, I wouldn't be surprised if I spent $500 on this game.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have what they call a problem.
Yeah, every time I don't play for a little bit and I log in, I have to redo all my, skill points. And now I'm just thinking of you with 42 guys logging in and going through all of them.
No. Well, what happened? Well, I don't play them all at once. I usually will pick one. I just started prestiging X23 today. So, she's only level 41, but I don't have as many boosts right now. So that's why. It's when they do the reset, it's usually because there was some sort of there was enough of a change to some of a hero's powers that they feel like there's a need for a reset. Or they go what's through a level 52 review. And so originally, none of the heroes had ultimate powers or signature powers. And the game was a little different. And so what they do is they call it the level 52 review, because at level 52 you get your ultimate. And there's only a few heroes left like that. Thing is one of them. Deadpool and Cable. I think those are the only three. Deadpool's awesome.
I play him some.
Do you have him?
Yeah.
You should play him. He's Nolan North does a great job with the voiceover.
Yeah, he's my second highest. I think I have him in the 20s, so maybe I should just level with him first.
He's a little bit on the squishy side, even with some good gear that I have. I could do green and red terminals easily. The cosmics are really hard. He gets melted, but he's a lot of fun. And that's the thing. If you're grinding, because it is kind of a grind, it's fun to listen to him say those various comments.
Yeah.
So it'll kind of make it a little bit more fun and less, less like a job.
That's totally a game too. I might throw up Netflix on the other screen or something while I'm playing.
Oh yeah, I listen to a lot of music, or I'll even listen to others like Twitch streamers.
Yeah,
just kind of listen while I'm playing because, the game is repetitive. There's not a lot of new content. I haven't done the Axis one shot. Oh no, it's not true. I've done it once. I don't do raids. I'm just not really into it. But it's the characters. The characters are so different. A lot of them are from each other. That's what to me is why the game is so good, because it plays really well. I don't mind running the same terminal 10 times in a row for the most part, because it's just fun to play.
Yeah. You must dream about Marvel Heroes the amount you play.
No, but funny story, when I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft, I used to dream about that, and I used to wake up screaming. So it must have been all the raiding I did back in the day.
I used to have DAOC dreams, so...
Yeah.
Oh, good. You know what? Okay.
Yeah, you're not that crazy.
I had a nightmare from EverQuest being chased by a Minotaur. So
nice.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. The thing is if you're gonna level, excuse me, they do weekly events. It started all last year when they did their anniversary event. In fact, they're going to be doing they should be doing something this year. It's their second anniversary, the first week in June. And last year they did a month-long thing, and that's where I leveled Taskmaster, and I went, wow, this is fun. This game is really, really fun. And so every week they do, right now it's Cosmic Chaos. It goes through the end of tomorrow night, where you go and you get these Cosmic World Stones, and you can turn them into a vendor and get cool items, and you get an XP bonus. The next one is Odin's Bounty. If you're going to level, Odin's Bounty is a good one to level in because when you kill a boss, so you can go to Midtown Madness. In fact, with your low level or even Rocket, go to Midtown. There are people just running around. They'll always fight bosses, and they'll drop an Odin's Bounty chest, and those chests will give you XP, and they give you items. And then on Mondays, they have Midtown Madness. So on Mondays, it'll be Odin's Bounty plus Midtown Madness where you get like another chest. So you're going to get like lots of chests, which is always good, right?
I'll have to pay attention to that then. Play some this week.
Yeah, the Omega event is my favorite. That was the one from about a week ago because there's an increasing XP for about a week. And so it was like max 219, I think it was, last Friday. So I just, put on some boosts, have my 200, had the 219. I was like at like almost 900% XP bonus. In fact, that's probably when I leveled Venom 4 times in one day because it was really quick. So, and I'm cool. No problem.
Yeah, you do.
So,
I'm jealous. I love when I'm that into an MMO, and I'm just not right now. So I'm kind of jealous.
That's why I know it's an MMO, but it's just different. It's not like your Star Wars or World of Warcraft. It's because it's an action RPG, really. I can play I can do, like a couple of terminals. I could play for an hour and feel like I've accomplished something because I can just do some terminals, do like some daily shared quest missions, or run to Midtown Madness and do that, as opposed to like an MMO where I feel like I got to fly or walk here. I got to kill these. So it just, and plus with the XP bonus, I'm getting a level no matter what. Even if I play for an hour, I'm going to get a level or two. So it's a lot of fun.
Cool. What else should we talk about?
Do you want to talk about Witcher at all?
Yes.
That's kind of a big deal.
Before we do, though,
what?
I have to thank Jason.
Oh.
Which one?
He recommended that I play Rusty's Real Deal Baseball.
I looked that up.
Holy shit. That's
it is one of the weirdest games.
I think I've dumped about $10 into it.
You're almost there then, because you can't really dump much more than that. Maybe 15 is the top.
That sounds about right. But that's a hell of a thing. And I don't know how much of a synopsis I want to give for that game, but I
think I even might have told you too much. I think it's, if you have a 3DS.
You told me probably too much, but it was still amazing as it unfolded.
Yeah, it is so unique.
I didn't even know that it had been out for a year.
Yeah.
I thought it was something new when you were telling me about it. But yeah, apparently this 3DS game, it's essentially all you got to know going into it. And I highly, highly recommend at least downloading it and checking it out just to see the spectacle of what it is. And
try.
It is totally free to try. They give you a demo of one of the mini games in it. It's a series of baseball themed mini games. And you don't really have to like baseball to enjoy it at all. The games themselves are just tough, challenging mini games and a lot of timing, hand-eye coordination sort of stuff. But how the whole thing is set up and what's going on in it, feel free to go look at a video or whatever, but that might even spoil it. But if you have a 3DS, at least download the thing and check it out. You have to see what this is.
It's crazy. I hope they do more with this franchise, or I don't know where you really go after this.
This is the first time, because I am really, really, really not one to put money into a game after it's released. I'm not one to dump money into like a something that has DLC of any sort. That's just not my thing. It really has to sell me on the product, and this thing sold me in the weirdest way possible, and that's what I don't want to spoil. So go check it out. It was I've totally been enjoying giving it money. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we can move on. We can talk about some Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you guys have been playing?
I have.
I have not. I'm just interested in the game. I played the first one, and I hated it. I didn't play it much. And I beat the second one, both sides. There's a human and non-human. But I didn't think it was as great as everybody thought or said.
Yeah, I thought the first one I enjoyed the world, but I never completed it because the combat was such garbage.
Ugh, yes, it was. In fact, I bought the enhanced edition, and it was still terrible.
The combat was pretty clunky and horrible. It was still kind of clunky in the second one, but it was at least manageable. It felt like as you were leveling, you actually were getting stronger because you were able to actually manage fights better. But the story and the world and the lore in this series is just what gets me, and it helps them a lot because it's based on a book series. But I really, really enjoyed the second one. I mean, it came out the same year. Actually, it came out a few months before Skyrim. And while everybody was going nuts for Skyrim, I still was. I would have rather gone back through and played The Witcher again because I liked the. It wasn't necessarily a linear experience, but I liked that there was a story there, and the story was way more interesting to me than doing random stuff in Skyrim. So, but that was me. I know I'm probably a minority there, given how many people still play Skyrim. But I'm so far really enjoying the Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. Jason, you?
Yeah, I am. I played both 1 and 2 and didn't beat either of them.
Okay.
What I like about this so far, and I watched some recap videos and read up, and it does a pretty good job of not making me feel completely lost.
Right.
And I really like, it's the same with you, I like the lore and the world building they do, and it seems like you're doing a really good job here so far. I'm probably like 3 hours in, so not super far.
You might actually be further than me. I'm probably only 2 or so into it. The thing that I really like, because what I was kind of hoping they would avoid was the big thing in the second one, and they kind of got into it in the first one to some degree, but I think the first one was more setting up the what a Witcher is and their place in the world and stuff, and they kind of hit that in every game because it's a very paramount part of the story. I mean, it's your character is a Witcher, and they have to kind of put you into that role as much as possible. So they explain, not really directly, but they explain that Witchers are a necessity in the world the way it is, but nobody really likes them because everybody thinks they're freaks. But the thing, like the second one really hit heavy on how like elves and dwarves are seen as lesser people than humans. They're treated like garbage.
I got that out of it.
Yeah. They're not. I mean, it's a very non-typical way of treating fantasy style characters or races, I should say. And it's a very interesting spin on things. And this one, so far, it's kind of how they're hitting on, hey, this area that you start off in just had this basically war is being waged through the land, and this area that you start in had war come right through it. And it's showing you the effect of war on like common townsfolk and how some people just want it to go away or don't care, how others are just being very cautious about the whole thing. It's an interesting take on it. I don't know. Again, I'm very early in the game, so I'm curious as to if they keep hitting those points of how war actually affects like the people that you as a kind of neutral player in the whole thing, how it affects you interacting with these people. So.
The one thing I've liked that I've seen in this that better than what I saw in for sure 1 and 2 is combat seems a little bit more streamlined, and I don't know purists how they would feel about it.
I have a feeling that no one cares that much.
Yeah.
Because I think that's been a common complaint was that the combat feels bad. I've heard people on other podcasts complain about the actual movement.
Oh, God, I was going to ask you, why am I like controlling like a big town car when I move them?
I don't find it that bad.
Oh, it's terrible.
I don't think it's bad at all. It's very purposed, and he's a strong character. So I don't know.
Right before we started podcasting, I was playing, and I was trying to walk down a flight of stairs, and it took me about 10 seconds of going left or right before finally get him right down the middle.
Now, did you hit, that you can hit control to toggle on and off walking?
No, I don't know that.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that for me, like
if I'm
in
controller.
It. Oh, are you?
Yeah, I think a better way.
I don't think so, because I've tried both, and I honestly think that mouse keyboard fits it better.
Even I played the second one with the controller, and man, I couldn't imagine trying to play that with the mouse and keyboard.
I did. I've tried both on that, and I went back to playing on mouse and keyboard because I thought it was a better fit. And I even played the second one on the 360 later after I'd even finished the game on PC, just to try it out, just to see how they had what they had done on there. And I didn't enjoy it as much.
I'm gonna try trackball.
That sounds good. But
I'll look at the running thing to see.
Do that. There's got to be a way to toggle it on and off. I don't know. Maybe not on the controller, but I found like if I'm in a town environment and I'm just kind of walking around to talk to people or collect things, then yeah, I'll toggle it so that I'm just walking, and that just seems way more natural. Yes, it's slower to get through the game, but I think for me personally, I really, really enjoy just being in that world more than a lot of RPGs.
Yeah.
And walking around just feels natural, and it feels like the right thing to do in a lot of those situations.
Going around that first starting area, just kind of like take a moment and look around. It looks great.
It's a fucking gorgeous game.
Yeah.
I need to download. Apparently there was a patch today to help solve a few graphical issues that they were having. And I need to get it because they're like the cutscenes, like in-game graphic cutscenes that happen. There's been some weird slowdown, like the first one where you kind of see the wild hunt coming in. Really made my machine chug for about 5 seconds, and then everything went back to normal. But apparently, it's a common issue that they were supposed to have patched today. So curious.
Yeah, I played it after the patch, and I didn't notice any.
Okay.
It actually seemed to be running a little bit better for me. I think I'm running everything on high.
Same here.
Yeah. Looks great.
It does, yeah. But moving on, Shannon.
Hello.
We haven't heard much from you tonight.
No, but that's okay. I've been listening.
Talking all this other bullshit.
Sometimes that's how it goes. I think we should wrap up, actually.
It's getting to be
about
late.
that time. I could quickly go through a couple of things, I guess.
Hit it.
News bits, I guess we'll call this. Guild Wars 2. Mm-hmm. Steve's excited.
I am.
So get ready to hose him down. The Reaper was revealed.
Yes.
There was a world peace bug this week that made all players friendly out in WVW.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's some videos on it out there in the world. Amazon.de, the German Amazon, leaked the Heart of Thorns price and release date. They said it was €45 and on June 30th. But ArenaNet says that info is simply placeholder information set by the retailer because they haven't told them anything yet. So there's no way they could actually know. But
yeah, they've said that.
Those are always fun. I don't care if it's totally fake. I love rumors like that.
And apparently they're going to be at E3 doing some sort of, it sounds like they're going to be doing a presentation maybe. So I think a lot of speculation as to what they're going to be talking about. Given that there's still a good amount of classes that they haven't detailed specialization info for yet, I don't think the game's coming real soon. But it could very well be that they're going to announce some sort of a date or maybe a beta.
Yeah.
For the game, for the expansion. So either way, I saw the Reaper video. I did not actually go back and watch the Points of Interest episode talking about it. It's every time that so far, the few that they have released info on, every time they've announced one of these specializations, they do I think it's about usually like a 45-minute, hour-long Points of Interest episode kind of based all around it, and they'll have somebody from the dev team talking about it. But I want to go back and watch that one because that is absolutely the one I am most interested in. And the quick 2 or 3 minute video showing off some of the powers really got me jazzed. I am super, super psyched.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're also rebuilding Lion's Arch, and you can vote on the names of the locations from now until May 26th if you go to the website. There was a lot of things that happened. One interesting thing, H1Z1 had massive bans. They're up to about 30,000 bans for people using some sort of program called ESP. It's some sort of hacking thing. And I had heard the cheaters in there were rampant. And so it's really nice that they're cracking down on them. Smedley says he'll unban people who create an apology video. The first one went up on YouTube yesterday. So I think that's kind of funny.
Funny, but I guess that's even gotten people a little bit miffed that why should they be allowing these people back in?
He answered that too. He said, if 30,000 people are banned and I let 20 back in, and they're going to know who they are and they're going to be watching them now,
Yeah.
It gives people a chance to learn their lesson and come back. And
I hope it works out.
It's not going to be that many people that would actually do a video on YouTube anyway. They'll just get a new account. But
right. Or they'll go play Arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Arcade.
Were you guys disappointed with that?
Shut up. Blade and Soul is coming to Europe and North America before winter. And the MMO universe shit their collective pants over this.
Yeah,
I don't get it, but
stuff about that.
cool.
But I looked up briefly what that was, and
yeah,
yep, okay.
Yep, that's the thing that's happening. So,
and in other news,
yeah, it doesn't seem like it's for me, but apparently I'm wrong because everyone and their mother is super excited. But then again, everyone and their mother is playing TERA, apparently, because TERA is the #1 played MMORPG on Steam, telling me that there aren't enough good MMOs on Steam.
That is so true. I played that game.
What, TERA?
Yeah, we tried too.
I bought it at launch, and I said, you know what? I'm going to stick with this game. I bought the 3-month, sub thing. I said, because I always end early. I was telling myself, and I'm going to stick this one out. And I didn't make a month. I didn't make it a month at all. I liked the combat, but the questing and just
I didn't even like the combat.
It was so bad.
I think we had a night where we all got together in it. And
it was supposed to be our month. We were doing this thing at the time where we would stay, we would do once a week for a month in an MMO. And we were that TERA was we were supposed to be there for a month. We made it one night, I think. And
barely made it through that night.
I could not get you guys to log back in. I'm like, no, we started this thing, and you guys were like, I don't care, I'm not doing it.
Not doing any of that.
I did not care for that game. It was like Aeon or whatever, same thing. I tried that game. I wanted to love it, and I just couldn't do it.
No, Aeon, I actually played that for we played that for a couple months because
until we got to about level 30,
where the grind smacks you in the
and
face.
Then it just got
holds you to the ground and pushes you in the mud. Yeah.
Oops on you.
Last thing I did, there was quite a bit of other news, but check, this isn't a news show, so doesn't concern us. But the one thing I am kind of excited about, Tree of Life launches early access on Steam on May 27th. And it's like, from what I've read, it's a sandbox, worm online type of game. What?
I'm just waiting for you to say the sandbox with something else. Card battling.
Yeah. It's like a Worm Online type of game, I guess, but it's cuter graphics, so I want to try that. Because I was actually thinking of trying out Worm Online, because I've heard lots of people talking about that.
Sandbox 2D fighter.
But I've been dragging my feet on it, so blammo.
All right.
Yeah, anything else in there interest you guys to talk about? Not really, right?
Conan turned 7.
Yeah. I gotta. Maeve, I owe you an apology. I talked to you, I was totally back when Age of Conan and Warhammer were both coming out at the same time. They were the big competing MMOs, and she was all about Age of Conan, telling me that's where we should go. I was like, no, Warhammer, that's a thing. Well, Age of Conan's turning 7, and there is no Warhammer.
Yeah,
I really liked that game when it came out. I still have it, of course, because everybody does. It's free to play.
But hey, if it wasn't for Warhammer, this show wouldn't be on.
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
Well, I don't know about that, but I wouldn't be on the show.
You wouldn't be on the show.
I wouldn't be on the show. You guys would probably be doing another show. Man, imagine the success that you would have had if you would have gone the other direction.
We'd all be living right next to Notch.
Yeah.
Man, it's so crazy thinking like the MMOs every once in a while that just pop in your head. Like, that still exists.
Like Age of Conan?
Well, there's a dedicated community that's their game.
DAOC is having a bonus X weekend this weekend.
Talk about that.
Broadsword's still putting into it, yeah. That's sub only too still.
That's a game that really needs free to play. Just so I can play it once in a while and go, yep, this is DAOC. Because I really liked that game a lot when I first played it.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
It's a common theme. I liked all these games a lot when I first played them.
They're fresh and exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, we probably bummed everyone out talking about their
dead
or dying MMOs.
Dead or dying. We told everyone how much we hate TERA.
Oh, terrible games.
Awful.
TERA.
Speaking of awful games.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? I do have that announcement to make.
What?
I deleted APB.
So did I.
Yeah, so did I. Once I bought...
I did not. It's still on my computer.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, it's a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
It is. That's exactly why I got rid of it. It's a solid state drive. Couldn't take any more APB sitting on it. But I kind of want to go back in. Anyways, let's close it up for the night before I go download APB again. And thank you very much, Jay.
Yep.
Dub.
Thanks for letting us grill you about Marvel Heroes. I'm going to play some this week.
You should.
Good. I'll switch to Deadpool.
Deadpool's awesome. Very fun. Very strong.
Mm-hmm. Well, until next week, signing off. Night, everybody.
Night.
Night.
Good night.
It might be day. You don't know when they're listening.
Oh,
Yeah,
good day.
Fucking no.
Good day. Shrimp on the Barbie.
You're very presumptuous.
Yeah.
Everybody just go fuck off.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go. All the plants are going to die. Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
This podcast is part of the Game and Entertainment Network. Visit TGEnetwork.net to find the latest episodes from all our shows.